Welcome to the mystery. Maybe you do not know. I am Maria. Wish you a good day. He remembered his past life. Is a Martian. He was called Martian Boy. Cases where children can remember their past are no longer rare. And the debate on reincarnation is no longer an attractive topic even in the scientific community. Carl Sagan, an American astronomer and biologist, even acknowledges the fact that reincarnation deserves serious study. The problem: sometimes children remember the information of previous lives accurately without any more reasonable explanation than reincarnation. There are some very specific examples. Many of such cases have been discovered by psychiatrist Jim Tucker at the University of Virginia, who is leading the world in the field. In 2008, he published an article on alleged cases of reincarnation in a magazine. A typical case of reincarnation, described by Jim, includes a description of the experience of the object when living in past lives. Interestingly, the subjects who accurately describe their past lives are children. The average age when these children begin to remember their past lives is about 35 months, and the description of previous events and experiences is usually specific information, memorable details in life. This information cannot be anybody else knows exactly except themselves. They have experienced. They were taken to their previous families, confirming the address, occupation and other details they had lived in previous lives. There are many who believe that reincarnation is real, but is that the only option for what happens after death? Or is it just one of many different options for the human soul after death? Some believe that there are souls that can be reincarnated into another, as we have seen above. Others may reincarnate, reborn on another planet, become aliens. They even believe that samsara is only an option of the soul. Other possibilities include choosing to go to other dimensions and experiencing life there, or choosing not to reincarnate and experience non-material life. Could the soul be obliged to reincarnate until it is enlightened and into a new caste? Who knows? Or perhaps, soul has an origin, originated somewhere. There are many questions, too many possibilities, and reincarnation can be one of them. A video about Boriska in an interview was made by Kerry Cassidy of the Camelot Project. This is a very special case, related to a previous life on Mars. This is not a normal boy. My mother asserted that the boy started talking at the age of 4 months and fully pronounced the words a little later. 8 months, the boy spoke proficiency in sentences, and when 2 years old he was able to read. The boy became famous in the area for being so intelligent, and when he was 3 he could read the names of all the planets of the solar system, know how many galaxies and more. He knows too much about astronomy, and this is not possible with a child of the same age. Martians can travel to many galaxies and planetary systems. There are airplanes like planes, it's triangular, there are ships that look like water droplets. The boys say that these spacecraft use plasma energy, ion energy. If using fuel is gasoline, it consumes very fast, the engine is too strong. The boy also talked about the instantaneous shift that the moving port slows the time and opens a hole where the runtime is extremely fast. I cannot say exactly. I cannot remember. It opens one way and after a few seconds or minutes, it opens up somewhere else in the universe. Not all spacecraft are the same. Plasma-powered ships are limited to moving only in the solar system at high speed. Teardrops can carry other ships. The Earth has its own technology and development. For example, if we have plasma and ion engines, other species have energy engines. He talked about other species in other planets, the cooperation and war between planets. He also talks about people still living in Mars, but they live below the surface and deep in the planet. According to the boy, these people breathe CO2. Not long ago, when NASA called for a press conference to announce an important discovery related to Mars. During the meeting, they revealed some shocking information, which completely changed our perception of the red planet. They declare that Mars actually has rivers with flowing water. What we believe is that the desert is dry and the rock is actually a season, unlike our Earth. Lujendra Ojha, a planetary scientist at the Georgia Institute of Technology, has discovered using images from NASA's Mars Reconnaissance satellite. The citations below are taken from the press conference. Mars is not just an arid desert planet we thought before, and liquid water was found on Mars. James Green, Director of Planetary Science at NASA. Obviously, with the claim that Martian water is found, the possibility of living near the surface becomes more plausible. The press conference also goes into details about the atmosphere and conditions of Mars and how Mars can support life in the past. We are going to Mars. Our journey to Mars is a science expedition. But sooner or later we hope to bring people on the red planet to explore, and science will lead. The claim to find water on Mars is one of the reasons why I feel it is right to put astrology and planetary scientists on Mars. This will answer the question, is there life on Mars? Says John Grunsfeld, NASA's scientific mission deputy. This is an interesting excerpt, related to how Boriska talked about people living below the surface of Mars. The possibility of life inside Mars is always very high, and certainly there is water somewhere in the mantle of Mars. It's very similar, as I think there is life somewhere in the mantle of Mars. Alfred McEwen, Director of Research, High-Rise, University of Arizona. Below are some interesting quotes as well, because he also said that Mars experienced some major climate change. The more we observe Mars, the more we see it as an attractive planet. From the Curiosity self-propelled robot, we know that Mars is very similar to Earth, with salty seas, freshwater lakes, snow-capped mountains, clouds and water-like cycles. But something has happened in Mars. It is dehydrated, said John Grunsfeld. John also discussed the possibility that Mars might have been able to sustain life before an event that caused the planet to suffer from climate change. Scientists are still struggling to find out the event or sequence of events that may have occurred. Mars is most like Earth in the past. Mars is a very different planet. It has a vast atmosphere and we believe it has existed a huge and very deep ocean. So Mars actually had abundant water resources 3 billion years ago. But something happened. The climate at the surface of Mars changes and loses surface water, James Green said. Scientists emphasize the fact that something has happened and is the main cause of Martian climate change. In the interview, he also talked about this issue. According to Dr. John Brandenburg, a plasma physicist, life on Mars has been wiped out by nuclear war. He also believes that some civilizations from ancient times have addressed this, and in his published work, he suggested that the color and soil composition of Mars was a mixture of fission explosions. This leads to planetary radiation exposure. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe to follow other videos. Goodbye and see you again.